New, and this may be your first look to get a deeper dive into what is this free launch relaunch of the world's #1 travel club. Welcome. We are in for a treat today. Our speaker is one of the most incredible people I have met in my 20-year career here in this industry. Mark Smith, our owner, not only has an 8-figure career as one of us, someone who has built in the field, he also has a career of understanding owning businesses in this industry, you guys, creating what we need to succeed, and then also creating the team on the corporate end that knows the vision, the growth, the movement that we are about to be on to take this even to a higher level. Not only is he a veteran, he's an incredible father and husband, but most importantly, you guys, if you hang around Mark Smith, you will become a better person. You will see a vision for yourself that is bigger than you can possibly dream. And so it is my honor and my privilege to showcase this entire company through the vision of our owner, Mr. Mark Smith. Over to you, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate that, Jojo. And I was wondering who are you introducing here today? I see I got get a little bit more light on myself. I had my light set up today, and my ceiling light was shining down like the sun behind me. That's actually the fake sun. Even though I am here in Hawaii, the sun has not risen yet. It is 6:10 a.m. Here in Hawaii. It's nice and early. We are up at the sunrise here pretty frequently here in Hawaii. You don't want to miss a second of paradise. But I appreciate that introduction, and kudos to you, Jojo. A lot of people zooming in here from around the world probably don't know yet, but you've just been featured in an incredible article that is our in-industry article of all of our superstars. So Your Biz from Home has written a great article on JoJo, the success of her career, and her partnership with us here at DreamTrips. And so that is pretty awesome. I'm excited to have you aboard. And the article itself just made me so much more excited about kind of who you are, what you bring to the table here at DreamTrips. So we're super fired up about that. And I get the privilege today to talk a little bit about what we're doing here today at DreamTrips. I'm going to really first share my story with you before I get into our presentation. You've been invited by a friend about this movement called DreamTrips, what's happening with us, and the excitement of everything we're doing here at DreamTrips. But I want to just to relate to everybody, kind of give a little bit of my background. I actually got started in this industry now over 22 years ago. I guess I'm dating myself. I'm 52 years old. And my wife, Tammy, and I, we've got 2 children. We have a 20-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old son. So we're almost empty nesters. That's when we turn up our DreamTrips traveling machine even more, right? And, we got started in this industry. Well, we got married young. I was full-time in the military. Tammy was a full-time college student. And we got started in this industry. I was going, actually stationed here in Hawaii, heading back to the mainland. And I was going through a cardiovascular cath lab program. We were, a couple months away from having our first child, and we realized we're broke. I mean, it's just simple as that. Being in the military, you're definitely on a fixed budget. You don't join the military to get rich. Let's put it that way. And so found myself just struggling really with my bills. And so was looking for a career change. Absolutely loved our career in the military. Would have definitely retired in the military, but because of that need, we looked out there for other ways to make additional income. And also, was there a possibility that Tammy could stay at home with the kids? At that time with our daughter who was about to be born, was there a way that we could, have some kind of business? We had always heard about these businesses that you could do at home, that you could do around your kids. And so we went on the search, and luckily we found this industry, which has evolved now over the past 2 decades to be an incredible way to be able to be at home, generate a second or third income stream, a side gig. For a lot of people these days, it's their first gig, right? A lot of people are looking to fire their job or fire their boss, if you would, and do something that's fun, that's hip, that's cool, that you can make income with, but that's flexible. You can do it from anywhere. You can do it from Hawaii. You can be at a pool at a resort. You could be traveling the world with your kids, or you just be at home in front of the fireplace with your family and be running your business from the comfort of your phone, which is really awesome with the tools and the systems that we have here aboard DreamTrips. So what I'm going to do is get myself out of the way and get into our presentation here today. Let me share my screen with everyone, because as we get into this, what I really want to do is I want to be able to dig in and really have you experience what I looked at many years ago. I actually got started in the I would say a bulk of my career was in the skincare industry, which is interesting. Is now we're talking about travel, but I have known of the brand DreamTrips for most of my career, and knowing about the brand DreamTrips. I've been envious for more than 2 decades of the brand DreamTrips. I saw all these people traveling for a living. I saw people like Jefferson Santos going on these amazing cruises, 2-story rooms with a slide in them. And I got to see people doing ballooning in Dubai and the floating market in Thailand, and people going on foodie trips. And I always wondered, what the heck is DreamTrips, right? So over the years, I kind of investigated more and more and more. And call it fate. Fortunately, my wife and I were able to actually buy this company. So this company is a 20-year-old brand. The DreamTrips brand is 20 years old. We've owned the company now for a few years. We rebooted the company and prepared the company to do what you're about to see here. So this is, kind of think about it, watching something that has been an awesome movement, being a little envious about that movement. And obviously then COVID hit and travel kind of crashed. And when travel came back, we were provided with the opportunity, or offered the opportunity, to become owners of the company. And man, we jumped right on that because we know what it's like to travel. We've traveled all over the world outside of DreamTrips, but we never really understood what it was like traveling on an actual dream trip itself, right? We say global dreams and digital streams. I think all of us have global dreams, whether it's the Eiffel Tower you've seen in Paris, or whether it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or whether it's going to Venice, or it's going to the Caribbean. And, we all have these different dreams and bucket list trips that we all want to go on. Digital streams is really coming of the age. How can you build a business that's digital, right, from your laptop? We've got people here on our presentation today. They're all over the world. Right. I just saw some of our team from Israel. Welcome, guys. Glad to see you guys here. I just saw Florentine from Romania, which I've been to Romania with Florentine, and, all these different places around the world, these different people you meet. How do you do that? It's because of the digital ecosystem that exists in the world now, where we can all come together, build a cool, hip side gig business that could be big time income depending what you're looking for, right? But because of technology, we can do it around our families, around our primary job, and when we're literally at the beach. And that's what digital streams are. It's the ability to go out there and do that. And so let's listen to a couple quick things about DreamTrips, and then we'll get started.
For 20 years, the world's #1 travel club, DreamTrips, has made travel history. Over $4 billion in revenue, millions of travelers, and 30,000 unforgettable trips to over 70 countries. And with the global travel industry projected to reach $13 trillion by 2028, there's never been a better time to be part of it. Now, we're relaunching, and you can lock your spot in for free to become one of the first in the world to get a Founders membership. That means you'll receive a free Founders Dream Trip every year for life. Plus, travel dollars are back, bigger than ever. And Get 4, Pay No More, lets you earn your membership for free.
Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, okay, tell me all the cool stuff that was just in that video. So we kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but we'll give you the full details of what they were talking about there. But think about for a second, when was the last time you did something for the first time? Okay, so a lot of us get in this routine. I definitely was in my routine. We don't go anywhere. We work, we're in that grind, right? We wake up, we go to work. They tell us when we're hungry. We take a lunch break. They tell us when we can go home, right? And then it's like we work 5 to live 2. I mean, most people now, they work 6 and maybe have that 7th day to try to catch up on life, go grocery shopping, take a breath for a second. So when was the last time you did something for the first time to break the routine? How many of your bucket list dreams have you actually checked off? I meet people that are in their 60s, 70s, 80s. We've heard of the golden years. I don't want to wait until I turn into a piece of gold to be able to check off my bucket list, right? No offense to our elders on here, but it's so awesome listening to some of our folks that are, a lot older than I am, talking about like this has given them the ability to live their dreams. It's like they're in their 70s and they're now just living their dreams. But it goes to show you time goes by fast, life goes by fast. And some of those bucket list things we want to do, or those experiences we want to experience, they don't happen. We just get in that grind of the routine. You know, if you could design your ideal life, how much of it would you spend exploring the world? I want you to think about that for a second, because statistics show, and all of the math that you study as a company, you know, outside of travel today in the corporate world, the number one benefit that a company can offer is some way for their employees to be able to travel more and experience more and have time off. It's been proven that if you have your employees, you know, happier at home, feeling like they're getting to experience in their dreams, going on vacations, it's proven how much more productive even your employees are as a large company. Even companies are trying to figure out, how do we get our staff and our employees, you know, living their dreams more? Who would ever thought companies would be thinking that? You know, they're like, no, we want you to work more. And now they're realizing it's called burnout, right? We just get burnt out of work, and not getting outside of that box. So introducing you to the number one travel club in the world. 2 decades, this brand has been leading group curated travel, where we take all of the stress out of travel, pre-plan these amazing experiences and destinations with our staff, and we literally plant ourselves where you land in the world to be there to make sure your trip is exceptional. Okay, what's our competitive advantage? We're a fully integrated, globally licensed travel agency. We currently right now have members joining from over 150 countries. So there's the digital age for you, right? Since inception, this brand has generated over 4 billion in revenue. Okay, we're a 100% digital platform, so you don't need an office and things like that. You know, we all basically work from home or from our car, or, you know, at our lunch break at our regular job. Okay, but we've had over 30,000 curated trips. Okay, to over 70 countries. Okay, 5 million people have purchased a DreamTrips membership prior to the pandemic. So we're talking about a major community and a major movement. And the best, you know, to top all of that, we have received the creme de la creme of awards in travel. Matter of fact, for 10 straight years, our travel agency has been awarded the number one group travel agency in the world at the World Travel Awards. You can see here, multiple countries, multiple categories, major wins. We have over 50 awards as a travel company itself. Okay. Now I'm going to get into something maybe that's more recognizable to you. You've probably seen this little blue sign, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, or over the years, this little blue sign has been popping up all around the world. You should be here. And this little blue sign literally tortured me for years in my life. As I was in the grind in other businesses, I saw this little blue sign pop up on some of my friends' feed. You know, they're on a cruise, they're on the beaches, they're in Thailand, they're skiing in Slovakia. You know, what the heck are these people doing? Yeah, why are you telling me I should be there? Why didn't you invite me, right? Like, I want to be there. And it's amazing to see the amount of trips that people have done. What's the difference of a dream trip? Okay, well, first of all, you're going to unlock a members only private booking site. So we're going to give you up to 80% discounts on hotels, resorts, incredible discounts on condos. We have those as low as $299 a week all around the world. Okay, I recently saw one in Rome at the Roma Country Club, which I absolutely love Rome, right outside of the main city. It was like $499 for 7 days. It was a timeshare, unsold timeshare weeks, which we have over 700,000 of those weeks for our members. $499 for a week, 1 bedroom with a half kitchen at a golf course in Rome. Okay, so I like to travel that way. Like, hotels are great, but I like when there's like a half kitchen. If you have kids, moms and dads, throw it in the chat. We know what that's all about. You get to put your leftovers. You got a microwave. You might offset your budget by cooking a little bit in your little apartment, opposed to eating out every night. So we also think of budget. We have 4- and 5-star all-inclusive resorts for as low as $80 a day. Some of the best cruise deals out there. These are not available to the public. Okay, so they're behind a login and password. And basically, it's like you having your own booking.com, your own Expedia, but a members only portal. Let me give you an example, facts of what it looks like for some of our discounts. Like, take this right here. This is a resort in Bali. If you look at the price, $879 is our price. If you look at booking in Agoda, you're looking at thousands of dollars more. You're at a $3,700 savings. Now, I'm showing you one of our big ones. This is 83% off of what the rack rate is on booking in Agoda. Here's another one right here at the Maldives. This is definitely on my bucket list. This is 50% off. Our price, 679. You're almost at 2,000 on Agoda. We're almost 1,400 on Booking.com. Here's the Tower Plaza, Dubai. Put it in the chat if you've been to Dubai. Tease us, the rest of the world that maybe have not been there. I recently have been there in the past 3 months. It is breathtaking. Okay, everything is spectacular in Dubai. It's pretty crazy. 1,100 here. Look at the price difference. You're saving, over $800-900, almost close to $1,000 off of some of the public sites. Here's Las Vegas. Okay, everyone loves Las Vegas. The Virgin Hotel. I've stayed here. This is a really cool hotel. Virgin Atlantic, Virgin business conglomerate bought this hotel. And in like one of the best pools. I mean, it is so cool. Incredible room service. So if you're a room service foodie, I highly recommend this. But as you can see, 44% off of the general public. Now, that is just part of your membership. 700,000 plus timeshare weeks. When they get someone that owns a timeshare doesn't use it, they sell it back. We actually contract and have all of those unused weeks in our portal everywhere in the world you can imagine. 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. So if you're looking for a budget, looking for a kitchen, looking to throw your in-laws, the grandparents, 3 kids in a room, that's how you do it, okay? So everything we talked about is the beginning parts of being a Dream Trip member. However, our flagship product is a dream trip. A dream trip is like no other trip. And it's not just like you go to the destination of your dreams. It's how you go, how you arrive, how you're received, how you're treated, and how you're sent back to your home, okay? So all dream trips work like I'm about to describe. First of all, we pick you up at the airport. So, safe travel, single travel, family travel. A lot of people don't travel outside of their country. They're nervous. They don't know what to do. You land in a foreign country. What's the exchange? How does their money work? I don't speak French. I don't speak Hebrew. I don't speak, Italian. And so we get anxiety sometimes, like we're going to Italy and like, how does it all work? Right. Well, guess what? There's someone at the airport with a Dream Trip sign saying, hey, what's up, Dream Tripper? We're waiting for you. It's all curated. And what's the best part about this is when you buy a Dream Trip, you're actually buying a trip that maybe 10 or 20 or 30 other families that are Dream Tripper members are also buying. So when you arrive, you're in a group. Safety in numbers, right? It's also fun to meet people from around the world. All these names I named off, I just recently met Michael and Oz from Israel. Cannot wait to do a holy trip with these guys. Florentine in Romania. I mean, I didn't know Florentine before this business. I ended up in Romania. They have great steak at the place he recommended we ate at. Okay, so been to Budapest, all these different places. But these are people I met that I didn't know that I met on a dream trip. And now we plan like, hey, are you going on the next one? Are the kids going? My kids want to go, right? And so we pick you up at the airport and so you can feel safe. We then take you to the hotel that we've picked out with over 20 years worth of experience. You're not ending up at the wrong hotel where the picture looked great on one of the online booking sites, but that picture was of the pool of the hotel next door, okay? Because we've been doing it for over 20 years. We've curated the hotels that we know are good. Then you have an on-site host. The on-site host program, our staff host program, is like nothing you've ever experienced. Why? Because somebody that maybe has done that trip 50 times, 100 times, 400 times is hosting your trip. They're not rent-a-host. They're our host. They work for our company. They know what we expect. They know exactly how a dream trip works, and they're there to make your dream trip experience fabulous. So I went on a trip to Italy. Okay, with my family. They picked us up at the airport. We get to the hotel. It's a 400-year semi-active convent. There's a couple of nuns in the lobby. There's an active church. I mean, it's matter of fact, the movie When in Rome was actually filmed at this hotel. I found that out after, but a spectacular hotel. 400 years old. It wasn't in the tourist area. It was in a cool Italian neighborhood with all these awesome little walkable shops and restaurants and bakeries and cappuccino places. You would have never found this as a person, not a Dream Trips member. You would have not found this. I tell people who've gone to this hotel, they've been to Italy, 10, 20 times. They're like, man, I've never even heard of this place. I'm like, yeah, well, don't tell anyone. Don't ruin our secret, right? We also have a welcome reception at every one of our trips, whether you show up in Dubai or you show up in the Dominican Republic, you're showing up somewhere in the US or London or Sydney Bay, Australia, or you're showing up in Thailand, that night, when you check in, you're going to be told by our staff, like, hey, what's going on? Hey, meet us in the foyer tonight. Meet us out in the courtyard tonight. Drinks and cocktails all included in your package. Get to meet the other Dream Trippers. And then typically the next day we have an excursion. So all of our trips have an excursion, and not just an excursion. Put it in the chat right now. If you're someone who has traveled at least once in your life, you bought an excursion and it wasn't good. It was bad, right? It was, the bus didn't have air condition, or they didn't serve food, or it was a generic excursion. You picked the wrong excursion. I've done it so many times in my life. Well, that's not going to happen because you're not picking the excursion. We're picking the excursion. We've done that trip 282 times in Italy. We know exactly what people want to see. We know you want to go to the Vatican. We know you want to go to the Colosseum. And that's the other thing. Just buying a ticket to the Vatican, which I've been to, which ticket do you buy? Which door do you go to? You could walk around and wait 45 minutes and be at the wrong door and be in a 4-hour line. If you've been to the Vatican, pop it in the chat. That's what it's like. You could go to the Colosseum and get to see the Colosseum like I have without a tour, and it's amazing. But with an actual tour, an educator with your headset in, and by the way, we translate into foreign languages, having like a historian take you through is a totally different experience. And that's why a dream trip is a totally different experience, because we're walking you through the experience, okay? In addition to that, there's always some free days, and we always do some kind of a farewell party, farewell dinner, farewell wow factor. In Italy, the trip I went on, we went to a kind of a secret spot. It was a famous restaurant, and there's like this door you go down to this like cave, like a little secret spot. And in this cave, we had like a 5-course meal and 2 incredible opera singers belting out amazing songs and opera for 3 straight hours in a cave with your friends in Italy. Come on. I mean, what the heck, right? And I'm the owner of the company. I didn't even know they were going to do that. I just like, yeah, let's go on the Italy trip and test it out. Right now, we've been on that trip like 3 or 4 times. My wife's been on to pasta making with my daughter. We took our whole family to pizza and tiramisu making in Rome, right across the street from the Pantheon. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I'm a guy from East Boston. I joined the military to try to, that was my vacation. I'm going to join the military and see the world. I just didn't know the food wasn't so good and they don't pay you a lot, right? And so this is the difference. I can show you a lot of things today, but this is the difference. Someone went out and put their touches and made sure the restaurant was right. And it's a good breakfast buffet. And the cocktail area is going to be nice. And the excursion is top notch. And the bus driver is a good bus driver. And they're going to make sure you have lunch. And they're going to make sure you get back to the airport. It's just unbelievable. Okay. These are some of the things we've done. The world events, Super Bowl, Tomorrowland, F1 Monaco, Carnival in Rio. We do a lot of sports events like F1, right? Wimbledon, Coachella, Kentucky Derby. You know, I saw some photos from one of our Kentucky Derby trips. The ladies love it. They get those crazy fancy hats and their famous drink, which is a mint julep. So people come from all over the world to the Kentucky Derby, not because they necessarily like horse racing. I'm sure there's plenty of those fans, right? But it's the guys in their bow ties and suspenders and their mint julep, and the ladies getting all done up. And just imagine these kind of cool world events that you see the celebrities of the world do. I mean, those are just a regular everyday dream trip. No big deal, right? So let me give you a quick example. So how a curated trip, what it looks like. Here's our Athens, Greece trip, 4 days, 3 nights. $6.99. You're going to get everything you need in this trip. You get 3 different tours. You got breakfast every day. You got a farewell dinner, 3-course farewell dinner. Okay. And of course, one of our hosts. Okay. $6.99 a person. Amazing. Okay. Now here's a little bit longer of a trip. This is 6 days. This is Phuket, Thailand. This is one of our quick packages. I mean, $200, 6 days, 5 nights. This thing's basically stripped down so that you could just go with your family, not hosted. So it's just a quick kind of hotel only package. It obviously comes with breakfast every day, and it comes with a lunch and a dinner. Let me show you Dubai. I'm going to take a moment on Dubai here. Okay. So think about this, $589 a person. It's 4 days, 3 nights. Okay. Now, some people say, well, look, I want to go longer. Well, all of our dream trips have the ability for you to add pre-nights and post-nights. So we usually have like 4 nights, 5 days, 6 nights, 7 days, or like this, a 3-night, 4-day. And people will just add, 1 night before, 2 nights after. You'll make it the length that you want, which is a really cool feature. But check out this trip. 5 breakfasts, okay, 3 dinners, 3 tours. We actually do a desert safari where you cruise out in these Range Rovers through the sand dunes, and you end up at a night party that we run in the desert, laying on these beautiful carpets with belly dancers, fire everywhere. They actually prepare the food in the sand in these containers, and they take these tarps off and they're pulling your dinner. out of these kettles that they cook underground, and then the stars are to die for, right? Because you're in the desert. So just a cool experience, right? Desert safari. Here's Prague. I've been to Prague 6 or 7 times. One of my favorite places in the world. I can recommend all the restaurants in Prague. But Prague Castle is one of the most majestic things to go check out. I mean, this looks like a postcard picture, right? We do a lot of trips to Prague. Recently, we did a Valentine's Day in Prague, right? It's either Prague or Paris. Ladies, put the pressure on now, okay? But it's a cool experience to be able to go to some of these locations. Budapest, okay? We actually have a trip. We have foodie categories. So we have apple strudel making in Budapest, Hungary. We have pasta making in Rome, Italy. We have Thai food in Thailand, where you go out in town with the chef and you go to the market and he teaches you, how to buy the produce. Then you go back to a commercial kitchen and you learn how to create 3 Thai dishes. I mean, really cool, okay? We're not talking about, one of these quick 2-day trips where you just, you go to a pool that hasn't been cleaned in a while, the drinks, the service is like nowhere to be found, okay? This is a totally different step up of our life, but not with the price of some of these 5-star trips, okay? I want to point out something. If you notice, this says apply up to 70 Dream Trip points. So as a member, you're earning every single month with your membership Dream Trip points that can be used to buy down the price of any one of our Dream Trips. So you can knock $70. The points are $1 for $1 just off this trip. Okay, here's a trip to Vietnam. Okay, $479. Here's a Las Vegas trip. Okay, we had about a year ago. I saw a picture. We had like 30 people that were on what's called Mavericks, the helicopter tour company. And they all got their jumpsuits on and they're all waiting. And it's one helicopter at a time is landing and everybody's getting on and they're cruising down this trip, like our whole Dream Trip group and multiple helicopters doing a tour of the Vegas trip. I mean, come on, that's super cool, right? So Santorini, we sell this trip out every year. We only do about 2 or 3 of these because of the short season. Santorini, you can see 120 Dream Trip points. You're really knocking 120 off the 779 right there. Supercar, we're actually putting one of these together again right now. You're driving through, this one's like you're doing 35 miles through an open canyon. You pick your own sports car. So it's a Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, McLaren. We film you with a GoPro on your car and you get the footage. It's a Dream Trip though, right? So you're thinking, oh, wow, I thought this was a trip. It is. You're getting the breakfast every day. You're getting picked up at the airport. You're getting your hotel. You're getting a welcome reception. You're getting a farewell party on night 3. But the excursion is you're ripping through the canyon in a race car. How many people? I mean, there's got to be some supercar lovers on here. I am. Okay, it's my weakness. Personally, I'd either pick through either a Ferrari or a McLaren if we end up going on this together, but super, super cool, right? In addition to that, we have an awesome trip coming up, which is a launch trip for us. This January is our 20th anniversary of the Dream Trips brand. We already have like 180, 190 people booked into this cruise, okay? So get with the person who invited you on here. Maybe you can get a room because like literally Monday, we're basically going to be sold out, okay? So this is the big party that we're going to launch our new year with. Now, right now, you're probably thinking, Mark, it looks good. It sounds good. It feels good. What is it going to cost me, right? It's not 20 grand like some of these big timeshares. I've owned 2 Disney timeshares, okay? They're great. Okay, they were a boatload of money. It was way more than $20,000, and it was like $3,000 a year in dues. But then when you don't use it, right, and it was several years we didn't use it, it's like, wow, I'm paying a lot for something that I don't use. It's not $10,000 like some of the other vacation clubs. It's not like some of the ones that are coming, like the Holiday Inn Vacation Club Experience or Wyndham's. Still great brands, but $5,000 plus. This is a membership. Okay, and our first level is what we call our business class membership, a one-time $199 enrollment fee, one time, and then $67 a month. Okay, first of all, you're going to get 200 Dream Trip points up front. So remember on all those trips, I showed those Dream Trip points. You're going to get 200. So you're going to spend 200, the 199, right? Just call it 200. You're going to spend 200. We're going to give you $200 right away that you can use towards trips. Okay, and then $67 a month. You're going to get 67 Dream Trip points, so 67. So every dollar you spend every single month at the end of 12 months comes back to you in your loyalty account where you have all those Dream Trip points. You're getting $67 you pay every month. We're giving you $67 back in points every single month that mature after a year. And now you have basically like a savings account, a travel savings account that you can use to buy down the price of a Dream Trip. So our business class membership is going to come with full access to our private booking engine that we talked about, where you go in and book your own discounts, and our global catalog of all of our dream trips. In addition, our build your own trip feature, which we're going to launch. It's in beta right now. It's really never been done before, where you're going to go in, let's say you have your son's little league tournament, or maybe your daughter's in ballet and you have some kind of, maybe you have a family reunion or a birthday. You'll be able to go into the portal, name the trip, Sally's trip, and you'll go find a hotel and a great discount. You'll be able to put your own trip together to get the maximum discount. Okay, very, very cool. In addition to that, this is the one right here. Okay, this is the one, our founders membership. $399 one-time enrollment and $145 a month. So you're going to get $400 of Dream Trip points right up front, usable tomorrow. Okay, and then $145 a month. So at the end of the year, you get 145 points every single month. So now you have this nice stack of cash at the end of the year, basically that are in Dream Trips loyalty points to use on any of the trips. But as the founders membership, we add VIP airport lounge access. It's over 1,300 lounges around the world. And also, you ready for this? You get a Founders Dream Trips. You get a free Founders Dream Trip every year for life of your membership. All you got to do is stay active, the $145 a month. You're getting the discounts. You're traveling on your own. You're booking things on your own. You're going on some dream trips. And then every year you're earning a Founders token, which is redeemable for a Founders trip. Places like Rome, Dubai, Dominican Republic, Playa del Carmen, Mexico, Thailand, Egypt. These are the trips that'll be available for our founding members. This is a limited time offer. It's only available to the end of the year. And this is our lounges around the world, 24/7 access. And you're also, our concierge around the world. That also comes with our founders membership. Our concierge is in like every language you can imagine, 24/7. Anything you can imagine. You need house cleaners, you need a private chef. We have jet memberships, yacht charters. We have personal shopper. So ladies, I do know what red bottom shoes are. So that favorite red bottom shoe that you've been trying to find, you just hook up our concierge and they will go find that shoe for you. Total personal shopping service. Restaurant reservations, all the things you would get from a regular concierge, but much, much greater, okay? These are our airport lounges. If you've been stuck in an airport somewhere or a long layover, get away from the herd, get into a lounge, free Wi-Fi, free food, free drinks. Some of them even have like massage chairs, gyms, showers. This is definitely the way to travel, okay? So our founders, as we talked about, is very, very strong. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk about how you can get everything we talked about for free. Okay, we have the #1 customer loyalty program in travel. And what is that simply like? Right now, how many people in the chat are already thinking of 4 people that you know that want to travel, love to travel, never get to travel, think travel's too expensive, don't know where to travel, need a travel buddy? Like, just think of the people. Do you know at least 4 people right now that fit into any of those categories, right? We all know someone that fits in those categories. Well, if you just simply refer 4 people that buy the membership that you buy, your level or higher, your next month is free. But check this out. Every month forward is free as long as you maintain 4 customers that you referred. Doesn't even have to be the same customers, or it can be the same customers. Your monthly membership is free and you still earn your loyalty points. Okay, so this is a huge way of us giving back. Get 4, pay no more is a very, very cool program, okay? Now, what I want to do is shift gears real quick, and we're going to get into some of the kind of high-paced part of our presentation here, and we're almost kind of toward the end of the presentation. So the first part is who we are, what we do, what's our community, the fun we're having, what is a dream trip, how does it all work, what's included in my membership. But some of you were invited for 2 reasons today. One, you're like, I'm in, I heard the excitement, I'm all about the party, I'm all about travel, I'm all about the experiences, okay? They say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. I say a vacation is worth 1,000 lifetimes. I mean, the experience is just totally different, right? But some of you heard that there was some money to be made. Okay, right time, right place, the perfect storm. Travel's exploding right now. And our company, DreamTrips, is relaunching with the might and power of a 20-year brand. And we're opening our doors right now to everyday people like you and I. And we're looking for folks that want to, on a side gig, spare time, part-time, full-time, or big time, want to join our community, help us spread the word on how to become a DreamTrips member and get paid to do that. Our people are getting paid as they sit in these resorts and these experiences around the world with their family. They're operating their business from the comfort of their phone, from their smartphone, and they're building a travel community. You don't have to be a travel agent. I'm not a travel agent. Okay, the company takes care of that stuff. We just share presentation like this, or share a video. You get an entire system. You literally just like push send on your smartphone, and it sends a killer video about the membership. Okay, someone decides to sign up as a member, you literally get paid to build the community. Here's how cool this is. Travel's exploding right now. This isn't a matter of like, am I in the right industry? Is it big enough? Is there enough upside, right? Like they say in real estate, it's location, location, location. In business, it's all about timing. The timing is absolutely the right time. Travel is expected to grow to an $11.7 trillion market and growing, right? We're just tipping that right now, and $3 to $4 trillion additional in the next 5 years. Okay. I don't know what $3 to $4 trillion looks like, but if we stacked it up here in my office, I'm sure it wouldn't fit. Okay. And you only need a little breadcrumb, like a little tiny piece of sand of $3 to $4 trillion to be able to have a pretty good life, right? So we're talking about a massive market. We only want a little tiny piece of that massive market. And for us, it's the travel membership club piece, and it's the #1 travel company in group curated travel, right? And so what do you get as becoming what we call a brand ambassador? We're looking for brand ambassadors. There's no qualification. You don't have to go to a school. You don't have the degree or anything like that. We teach you exactly what to do. There's a pre-built turnkey system. You saw our portal, right? All the different discounts that are in there, our DreamTrips, all that is built for you. You don't need to know anything about the internet. We have a global tracking system, and we give you online marketing tools, a really cool system, which is called a funnel, if you don't know what that is, but it's a digital system. All you simply do is just share a link. That link takes someone through an entire presentation about the membership club. If they're looking to earn money, grow in the community, they can select that as well. And it's all linked back to you, and you're able to see that in a back office digital platform that we give you. It's all included in becoming what we call a brand ambassador, okay? And we have an unbelievable rewards program. So first of all, when you refer a member, you make 20%. Okay, so let's just cut it down to this. Every time you refer a member, whether they become a business class member or a founders level member, okay, you're making $40 to $80. Just think about that. You refer 10 people at founders class membership, you made $800. Okay, so some people join and they're just referring people. Like, what are you doing? Hey, I saw you were in Dubai. I saw you took your kids to Disney, like a bunch of us did a few months ago. Oh, I'm a part of DreamTrips, right? This is not a sales program. Matter of fact, we don't even teach sales training. So if you thought you were going to like join some sales thing, it's not us, right? We don't even teach that stuff. People, it's icky. People don't even like that stuff anymore, right? So we don't need like special techniques or anything. It's just so natural. Like people go, oh, I saw you at Disney. Like you were with a whole group. And, you know, I saw like these, you should be here signs. Like, how come you didn't invite me? Like, I want to be there. Like, how do I get on that Disney trip, right? It's like, oh, I'm a part of DreamTrips. What do you think people ask? They go, what is DreamTrips? Boom. Oh, check it out. Boom. You send them a link. They sign up. You made $40 to $80 every single time that happens. Okay. We have a fast start program. Okay. So if you get started today and you go on this fast start run with us, we show you the ability how to earn, it's called fast start. So in your first month, you're going to earn bonuses. We also allow you to build as large of a travel community as you want. There's no territorial boundaries. So I'm here in the United States. I can refer a member from over 150 countries worldwide. Okay, so it's not just in your backyard. There's no territorial boundaries. You get to build anywhere in the world that DreamTrips is available, and we build a community. And as you build a community, you can earn overrides from people that are referring members to the community. Let me give you an example. In real estate, right? Every time you sell a home, you get paid. You get a nice big commission. Okay, but however, that's being a real estate agent. Would you rather be a real estate agent or a real estate broker? See, a real estate broker has a couple of dozen agents that work with them, maybe a couple hundred agents, maybe a couple thousand agents. And every time they sell a home, the broker gets a broker override. Would you rather be the real estate agent and only get paid when you sell a home? Or would you rather be the real estate broker and have hundreds of agents out there, and every time they sell a home, you get a little piece of the action? Agent or broker? Put it in the chat, agent or broker. Of course, everybody should be saying broker. Why? Because you can make more money, because you can only sell so many houses in a day, a week, a month, a year. But if you're part of a community where you're all working together and all those homes are being sold and you're getting a little piece of the action, that's even better. Okay. And so you're able to build as large of a community, referring people like you and I that say, I'm not only a traveler, but I want in on this movement. I want to make some money. Okay. Well, I'll take it a step further. What if instead of being an agent or a real estate broker, you got paid every single time someone opened and closed the door of the house that you sold them? That'd be pretty cool, right? Maybe get a lawn chair, sit across the street, and every time someone opens the door to the new home, you cha-ching, you get a payment. Okay. That's called residual income. Now, that doesn't exist when someone opens and closes the door, but it does exist here at DreamTrips, because every member that joins your community, whether you signed them up or one of your brand ambassadors, when you build this cool little team, when they signed them up, every month when they pay their membership, a portion of their membership goes into our rewards program and pays you monthly residual, which means you're going to get paid month in, month out, year in, year out for the life of the member being in the community. And you only signed them up one time. You did the work one time. You shared a link one time. You invited them to a presentation like this one time. You had invited a friend to a dream trip. They weren't even a member. They were a guest one time. And they're like looking at you like, okay, sign me up already. We have rank bonuses, travel dollars. We pay commissions out on a weekly basis. Okay. It says monthly. We decided to go to weekly. So we don't even pay monthly anymore. People are like, look, man, I need to get paid now. Right. I mean, things, economy's kind of tough for some people. So it's coming back in some areas, not in others. Right. So we pay weekly every Friday, which is a really, really cool start the weekend with the check. Okay. That can make you a little bit happier. And so all kinds of cool things. But also I want to point out our travel dollars program. You see, our travel dollar program is outside of cash commissions. And what our travel dollars is we're going to allow you, as you build your travel community, to earn perks where every month you're getting travel dollars. They go to a special account. Okay. Call it your travel savings program. And we're talking like $50 a month, $100 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000, $5,000. We have rewards where you can earn up to $10,000, even $20,000 a month of travel dollars. They're a dollar for a dollar. And you're able to book airfare, hotels, condos, dream trips. It's basically that separate lifestyle account that you can start to generate with the company. So get paid now, get paid later, residual, upfront, and back end lifestyle money to have fun. Okay. We also have all kinds of perks. Okay. We have different cash bonuses along the way, but I'm just going to point out, I'm not going to go through this whole entire program, but if you look at, some of the pictures on here, we have a $100,000 jet card. Okay, so we have our concierge jet membership. So that's literally if you hit some of these different reward levels, imagine you got $100,000 on a jet card that you get to call our concierge and use up to $100,000 of private jet services. Yes, sign me up. We even have something called 4 Seasons by Private Jet. When you build your community at a certain level, you and a guest get to go on the 4 Seasons by Private Jet. This is a giant jet that every seat is first class. It has a 5-star Michelin chef from the 4 Seasons on the jet. And you go around the world for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, plus 20 days. And you land at 4 Seasons resorts, like all around the world as part of this package. Okay. I'm going to just tell you, this thing is like $300,000 or something for a couple. Okay. It's crazy, but that's one of our rewards. And last but not least, for some of you that are like, look, I'm not looking for spare time money. Mark, I'm not looking for part-time money. I am a big thinker, a big dreamer. I want to go all the way. I want to build this large of a community. Like, I want this to be my gig, full-time, big time. I'll do whatever it takes. For someone that's on here like that, we literally have, if you noticed our reward level that's called Atlas. We're literally buying a DreamTrips resort with villas. And when someone reaches the community level of Atlas, we're literally giving them the title to one of their own villas. They own it outright. It is no longer owned by DreamTrips. And it's like the pinnacle award for the people that build the largest travel communities with us. Okay, so what does it take to get started? Okay, first we talked about what it costs to become just a member, a traveler. This is what it takes to become a brand ambassador, where you can earn income. And it's just an all-in price. Okay, if you want the business class membership, okay, as a brand ambassador, it's $299 all in, includes your first month of your membership. If you're like, I want the founders because it's limited time. Once you're in, you're locked in. for a free Founders Dream Trip for life and for the life of your membership. Okay, it's $5.99 all in. So if you're like, okay, how do I get in at the biggest package? I want the most amount of perks, the biggest discount. I want to make sure I'm locked in every year for that Founders trip. It's $5.99. Includes everything you need: your business, your first month membership, all of the things that you need, your website, everything we give you to launch your business is at $5.99. Okay, and so I want to remind everybody that's getting a Founders trip for free every single year for the life of your membership. I look at it like $145 a month. I would have done that my whole entire life to know once a year I could go on a trip, not a cheesy trip, okay, a dream trip, fully curated, picking you up at the airport, kind of feeling like royalty a little bit. Someone does all the stress building. All I do is show up and eat, right? I would do that in 2 seconds. And so what I want to do as before we conclude today's presentation, I think more powerful than my words are you hearing from some of our members, because when I heard from people who it changed their marriage, or they got married because they met their spouse on a dream trip, or I once was in the Dominican Republic and I had a mom come to me and she says, you have no idea how life-changing this trip is. Now I hear that all the time and it sounds cliche and it may sound cheesy sometimes, but you got to take a step back when someone is coming to you saying it changed my life. Like, how did it change your life, right? Yeah, it's great, and the food and the wonders of everything, but you just never know. And like she said, look, I brought my son. He's very introverted. He doesn't have a lot of friends. Like, and I remember it, and I'm like, that's your son? And some of you were on this trip with me. I'm not mentioning names. And he was dancing on the catamaran, and he was actually a very good dancer. And I was like, that's the kid that was introverted, that doesn't have a lot of friends, that you wanted to kind of get outside of, break the mold. That I would have never known that. She's like, he just came out of nowhere, came alive on the trip. It changed their entire family dynamics because he was around positive people. He was around a lot of world travelers, probably around a lot of people that don't just sit there and judge you, right? We got a really cool community. I mean, when you're in a community like this and you have people from 150 plus countries, like, you just figure out, like, you're not like, not everything is about your country, right? You're meeting people from different cultures. It changes you, right? No book is going to change you like that. No history class is going to change you like that. No personal development seminar is going to change you like that. When you travel with people, good people from all around the world, it will change you. So what I want to do now, I want to bring back JoJo, Jordan Monroe, come back on here. I want you to just share with us some of the folks that you guys have here today. So let me go ahead and you take it away. Can you take over my screen, or can you unshare me?
I think Micaiah is the controller of all the screens, and we will get there. And I can be a floating head till we get the screen up. There we go. You guys, Dream Trips is so true. Mark, thank you for expanding our vision. Every time I'm on one of these, the vision gets bigger for me. Drop a flame in the chat if that's true for you. And I love that you spoke about children. This is truly a vision that I have had for decades. Even before I had children, I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, and the biggest dream that I had was never having to choose between being a present mom and building an incredible business, but rather being able to integrate all of my passions into one so that I could be present to my children, present to my team, my husband, my family, and to the world. And so when we found DreamTrips, the fact that this vision took over and what I was able to give, I only have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. So we're in the thick of the craze time, but I just see this vision of world schooling my children that I had 10 years ago, of when they study, the Roman Empire, we're taking them there on a trip. When we talk about the pyramids, and it's not just this little thing that's in a book that maybe really exists, but we're actually there, feet in the sand, boots on the ground, living the culture of these historic places that they've only prior to this would have read about in a book. So that is a huge vision. And more important, well, I shouldn't say more importantly, equal as important is the community of people that I'm going to be doing this with our family. This is a chosen family. This is a way we get to expand our vision for not only ourselves, but for the legacy that we are leaving. I truly believe right now, in the world that we live in, as connected as we are, as a human species, it's the most disconnected we've ever been. And DreamTrips is one of the biggest resolutions to bring community connectivity, expand our love for different cultures, different communities. And when you do that through yourself, I'm speaking to my mamas and parents here, and you do that through your children, the next generation will be able to live and breathe a life of unity and love. So that is a big vision that I have, and I'm so grateful to be aligning with other mamas and entrepreneurs, and I get to bring on one of my amazing partners, Chelsea Kyle, who is a mom. She runs a yoga studio. She is a spiritual teacher. She is just an incredible human being and an incredible leader. So Chelsea, what is Dream Trips to you, my dear?
Thank you, JoJo. Yeah, everything she spoke about as far as world schooling our children, giving them the culture, having a community of parents that can align. This has been a dream of mine too. And it's an absolute pleasure to be building this with you, JoJo, and the type of people we're speaking to. Anywhere from people who just want to live the rest of their life with joy and in community and don't want to travel alone, to yoga studio retreat owners, people who want to do something that's beyond just their scope of their own little community. We have such a plethora of people we can talk to. So I'm Chelsea. I'm from Colorado. I have a 3-year-old. I used to own a yoga studio. We sold it in May. And yeah, I'm really done with the brick and mortar life. My partner and I are ready to travel the world and take our child with us and build a life. And in 10 years of being in, the network marketing space, this has been the most success and boom that I've ever had. And just growing my team so easily and effortlessly with people who I actually would love to travel with and build with. This is such a blessing and couldn't be at a more perfect timing for our life. So thank you, JoJo. We're so grateful for
Hey,
this.
Chelsea, let's give some numbers real quick because it really has been incredible. So you've been doing this for 3 weeks. Let's all keep that in mind. So how many people have you brought to this free enrollment, and what has that turned into for you and your team in just 3 weeks?
I think I brought in about 15 and it's turned into 140. So yeah, and JoJo and I are always on Connect calls and they're always amazing. And we just have a way of doing this that really touches people's hearts and vision, and we can weave it into whatever they're doing. So this is totally aligned.
Awesome. Awesome, girl. Thank you so much. And you guys, this is foundationally what we are doing, is transforming people's lives with this vision. And someone who has transformed a lot of people's lives, not only in this industry, but truly in the last 3 weeks in this company, working 8 to faint, is our Chief Growth Officer, Micaiah York.
What's up, everybody? And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. It's so great to see so many of you from all over the world. Welcome. My name is Micaiah York, and I actually saw Dream Trips for the first time just a few years ago, about four or 5 years ago. And I'll tell you this, I grew up with a single mom, and I got 2 older brothers and a younger sister, and it always just blew my mind. I saw my mom send us off to school, go to work, pick us up from school, and then go back to work. And I always thought, there has to be another way. And I found myself inside of this industry at a young age. And I just blew my mind that there were people who truly had a vested interest in my success. And I think that's what I love most about the culture that you have here, that we have here, are people that truly have a vested interest in you winning. And so I saw a presentation similar, just like this. It blew my mind. I got started and my life has dramatically changed. I'll never forget my first dream trip. I got picked up at the airport. We flew into the Dominican Republic. I had somebody sitting there with the Dream Trip sign. They took my luggage. They transferred me to the resort. The moment I got out of my car, somebody welcomed me with this little fruity drink. And it was so exciting. I didn't know what was inside of it, but I drank it. It was delicious. I got a 10-minute massage, and that was the start to my trip. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on the beach. If you've never been to the Dominican Republic, you got to go. I was sitting there on the beach, looking out into the ocean, and I thought to myself, this is a true blessing. This is the gift that we get to give, which is the gift of travel. And I started thinking, man, once somebody gets the money monkey off of their back, what do people want? Well, they want memories, they want experiences, they want to spend time with their families. And I said, man, this is something we got to go and tell the world. And so, as the chief growth officer here, as a guest watching, or even as a seasoned networker, maybe you're here for the first time, it's important for you to know that we have implemented incredible systems. We're not only focused on the growth of the company, but we're focused on the growth of you as an individual, because we know that when you become the best version of yourself, you're going to impact your families. You're going to impact your cultures. You're going to impact your cities, your countries. You're going to become just a solid human that can make a difference around the world. Not only are we doing dream trips around the world, but everywhere we go, we want to leave that place better than where it was when we got there. So we're going to be doing bottle schools and volunteerism trips where we're, painting apartment complexes and helping those in need. And so this really is a 360 full degree company that is vested in not only making sure you go have the time of your life, but that we're making a difference. And I was just talking to a friend of mine, Erica, actually, who's on here. She recently got started. And she has introduced this to just a handful of people, and that has turned into hundreds of people in just the last 2 weeks. There has been thousands of people who have joined, and this thing is just getting started. And so I just want to say thank you. I love this product. It's allowed me to travel all around the world. And Jojo, congratulations to you on your success. I can't wait to meet everybody somewhere on the beaches of the world. I'll be on that cruise, so we can't wait to see you there. Jojo, back to you.
Oh, it's so good, you guys. I tell you, you go on your first dream trip, you'll never forget it. You'll never forget it. I'll never forget our first dream trip as a family to Disneyland. Truly one of the most incredible experiences because of the people and the heart that goes into it. And you guys will have that as well. And our next testimonial is one of my favorite human beings that I've gotten to know over the last few years. Such a genuine heart, such a genuine leader, leads from the front with where his vision is because of where he's been. Our Chief Visionary Officer, co-founder, Jefferson Santos, is a beast in this industry. I dare say the GOAT in this industry, 8-figure earner. But you guys, he'll tell you this, more importantly, he's helped others do the same, because it's not about him, it's where we are going as a company, and he is leading the vision and the movement. So Jefferson, over to you, my friend.
Awesome, Jojo. Thank you so much. And I love hearing all the stories. Great job, Mark, obviously our owner and CEO, getting up before 6 a.m. to do the presentation, working with Makai, our co-founder. And I'll be real short here today, everybody. Today is my wife and I's anniversary of when we started dating, and then our 14-year wedding anniversary as well. And we met in DreamTrips 14 years ago. Well, actually 15 years ago, married for 14. And today is our anniversary. And what's crazy is, I've been in the network marketing industry for 29 years. I struggled for my first 10. My mother had 3 jobs raising my sister and I. I was blessed to be able to play some D1 football at TCU, which they're playing right now. Also at the Naval Academy as well. And so my background's always been around teamwork and, getting around the right people. Right. And I think one of the things that's important that I would pay for to join DreamTrips is to get around the right people, right? People that are moving in the direction you want to go. And so for me, I was never the fastest kid on the team. I was never the strongest kid on the team. I was never the smartest kid in class, but I got around people that believed in me more than I believed in myself. And one of the things that also got me through my struggle time of 10 years before I built teams of millions of people and 8 figures and all that is my belief and my faith carried me until my skill could catch up. Okay. Listen, I know that some of us might be getting started right now. Some of you are looking at this for the first time, but it's about your faith that's going to carry you. Your faith and belief's going to carry you until your skill can catch up. And that was me. I was one of those kids. I was stuck in the middle. You're like, what is that kid going to do for when he grows up? I didn't know what I was going to do when I grew up, but now I know. My dad was in the airlines. I love travel. I happened to be in a network marketing travel company. And now full circle, I was the very first Dream Trip member 20 years ago. And now I'm blessed enough to be, and Mark and Tammy allowed me to be the co-founder of the new Dream Trips and the Chief Visionary Officer. And it's real. We've helped tons of people go on trips. We can't wait to meet, hug your necks over on the cruise in January. It's going to be amazing. But hang on to the rocket ship because we are taking off very, very fast. We have our next presentation tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And all you have to do is use our system. That's all you have to do. So what I'm going to do is give it back. I'll give it back to Mark. I know he's wrapping up the presentation here. I'm going to give it back to Mark and have him share a few more things just to close everything out. But guys, we're blessed to be here. We get to do this, and we are the number one. We are the running giant and the number one travel club in the world. And so, Mark, I want to give it back to you and I appreciate you. And what's up, everybody? And I'll see you at the top.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Jefferson. It's really cool. You know, Jefferson was the first member ever, right? Like 20 plus years ago, the first guy to join it as a member, and he's still here today, 250 plus Dream Trips later. And the coolest part about that is definitely a happy anniversary. But, I'm just going to laugh as someone that's been married for a long time, because when you've been married long enough and you follow the rules, when you have multiple anniversaries, the day you met, the first date, the first time this happened, the first time that happened. Don't worry, there's more anniversaries. Those of you guys are not married yet, you better get it straight. There's not just one. I find out a new anniversaries every year from my wife. She goes, do you know what today is? And I always know I'm in trouble. Like, all right, it's some other, benchmark. Guys, we only have we need one day, the anniversary. It's already hard enough for a guy to remember things. Okay. So I thought that was pretty cool. I know my wife's probably laughing right now at this, but hey, look, you can tell, guys, one of the things I can tell from this business, hopefully that you all can see right now is what you're seeing right now. This isn't some fake salesy, presentation where, they're pitching me on all this stuff, right? Look, it's genuine. You can't fake this presentation. Okay. You can't fake these people saying, oh, we went to Disney with our kids and we did this together. I'm reading the chats where people, that before I even owned the company, they've been on these trips that changed their lives. Right. So how do you get positioned today? Okay. Forget all of the things we've talked about on what it costs to be a member, what it costs to be a brand ambassador, because right now for a limited time, it's free. Okay. We're giving you 2.5 weeks at that left to join our free launch. So all these people that say they told 10 of their friends and it turned into 200 people in their community, they're doing it for free. And so when we go to our pre-launch where you can actually activate your membership, you can start off with 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 500 people, 1,000 people in your travel community. There's people that you just heard from that already have 100 to 1,000 to several thousand people in their travel community already. Just think of how explosive that's going to be. I mean, join the fun, get with the hip in crowd, because this is a cool, fun crowd of people. One of the things I've noticed about people who travel the world, they're just better people. I'm just going to say it, right? One, because you start to realize, depending on how you grew up with money, you travel the world, you realize everybody doesn't have it. You grew up with no money, you get into a program like this, you start to travel to places maybe you didn't think you could ever afford. You meet someone that sits down and says, hey, let me show you how to make it big. Let me show you how to build this type of a business. Here's a book you should read. Here's a class you should take. That's what you get in this community. I mean, we talked about becoming better people. It's really a very well-rounded group of people, probably the best singles club in the world. I'm just going to put that out there. You're not meeting people here that, what does he mean by best singles club? Well, you don't show up at one of our events and there's a whole bunch of grumpy dudes sitting against the wall somewhere. Okay. It's not a bunch of, ladies that are mad at the world or something. I mean, you step into our community. It's people are vibrant. People are living. People are alive. People are going somewhere. There's a vibe. There's just this energy around our group. You can notice it. Even when my kids have come on trips, I got to go on trips with a bunch of adults and they're like, this is so awesome. We went on a trip to Slovenia. Some of you are probably on here. We went whitewater rafting in Slovenia. I would have never went to Slovenia. It was a dream trip. So I'm like, all right, let's go to Slovenia. So I got that trip for my daughter's college graduation. Went whitewater rafting, hiking through the mountains, eating amazing food. Okay. And then one night I went to sleep and my kids stayed up. They're older, right? They're 24 and 20. They stayed up and they were playing ping pong. Okay. And my friend Shush, who's from London, who's here right now, he's actually just moved to Budapest, Hungary. There was the Olympic, I think she was the gold medalist of ping pong for Slovenia. That's a friend of his that said, hey, we're in town. She came to the resort. My son sends me a video at 11 o'clock at night, and he's playing ping pong with an Olympic athlete. I'm like, how cool is that in Slovenia? How does that happen, right? It happens on a dream trip. So get positioned now. It's free. You don't even have to put your credit card in. Just go in and roll with the person that put you on here today. Timing is absolutely everything. Okay, we're relaunching a 20-year brand that 5 million people, can't be wrong, that already joined and bought a DreamTrips membership. Okay, this is our grand reboot coming out of the pandemic, and like we're going to make this club what it once was. And stay connected to us. Okay, stay connected. If you just simply scan this QR code on your screen, get in our Telegram group. If you're a brand ambassador, you absolutely need to be in this group, because we're giving you tips. We're giving you insights. We're giving you kind of like the heads up of what we're doing. It's basically the communication stream between us and you. And so I encourage you to absolutely, get rocking with us. I'm going to kind of get rid of my video here for a second. You guys are probably done seeing my face at this point. Okay, there we go. And I just want to encourage you to join the community. Get started. It's for free. Don't worry about picking what membership. Don't worry about learning all the things you need to learn. Okay, just get started. Get in the community. We have awesome little virtual trainings. This thing is as simple as it gets. You'll get your own little link. You can share it out. You can always put someone on one of these presentations. And so with that, we appreciate each and every one of you join us here today from the beautiful Aloha state of Hawaii. This is Mark Smith signing off. And as you're signing off, pop what is your number one destination in your life, your bucket list trip in the chat, because we love looking at where our community members want to travel. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.
Recording stopped.